My name is Stephanie. I'm sitting in my office now, looking at the cleaning cart in the corner. 6 months have passed since that unforgettable board meeting, and the company has undergone a remarkable transformation. But let me take you back to that fateful day when everything changed.
It was the morning of the board meeting.
I arrived early, still dressed in my cleaning uniform, to make a final sweep of the executive floor. The air was thick with nervous energy as the executives scurried about, preparing for the arrival of the mysterious new CEO. Stephanie, barked Lily, the 45-year-old HR manager from a well-to-do family. Her parents were strict and status-conscious, always emphasizing social standing. She almost tripped in her high-end heels as she rushed past me. "What are you still doing here? We need the cleaning staff out of sight before the new CEO arrives. We can't have your kind around during important meetings." I nodded meekly, pretending to gather my cleaning supplies. "Of course, ma'am. I'll just finish up in the conference room." "Make it quick," she hissed. "And don't let anyone important see you." As I pushed my cart towards the conference room, I passed Ryan, the 38-year-old vice president. His father was a successful businessman who instilled in him a sense of superiority. He was practicing a power play speech in his office mirror. "Now, about your proposed changes," he said, straightening his tie. "While we appreciate new ideas, we have systems in place that have worked for years." Little did he know that I'd be the one to shatter those systems. The conference room was already filled with the smell of expensive cologne and tension. I kept my head down as I made my final pass with the cleaning supplies, overhearing snippets of their conversations. "I heard the new CEO is a hot-shot reformer," whispered Tom, a 32-year-old accountant from a working-class family. "His parents were hard, working, and humble." "Please," scoffed Ava, the 36-year-old marketing director, whose parents were liberal arts professors and thought highly of her. "Give them a month. They'll learn to play by our rules, or they'll be gone just like the last three who tried to change things." I thought about the folder in my briefcase that documented how they'd undermined previous reform attempts. It was going to be a long day for them. At 9:45, I slipped into the executive bathroom to change. In just 12 minutes, I transformed from Stephanie the cleaner to Stephanie the CEO. I switched my uniform for a tailored Chanel suit and styled my hair professionally. My phone buzzed. One message was from the board chairman. "Ready when you are." They have no idea. Another was from my executive assistant. "Everyone's seated. The show is about to begin." I checked my reflection one last time and straightened my CEO badge. 2 weeks of being treated like an invisible cleaning lady were about to pay off. At precisely 10 a.m., I heard the board chairman's voice through the doors. "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your new chief executive officer." I pushed open the doors and walked in, my heels clicking on the marble floor. The room fell into stunned silence as they recognized me. Lily's coffee cup slipped from her hand, spilling on her designer dress. Ryan's practice speech died in his throat. Ava's perfect composure cracked. "Good morning," I said clearly, taking my place at the head of the table. "Some of you know me as Stephanie, the cleaning lady. I've spent the past 2 weeks getting to know this company from the ground up. Now let's discuss what I've learned." "This is impossible," stammered Lily. "You're the cleaning lady." "Actually," I smiled, sliding my CEO badge across the table. "I'm Stephanie, a Yale MBA graduate and former CEO of a tech startup. I've learned a great deal about this company while pushing that cleaning cart." I opened my laptop and connected it to the presentation screen. "Shall we start with what I observed in human resources?" "Lily, your comments about my kind were quite revealing." The color drained from her face as I pulled up the first slide. It was a comprehensive record of every discriminatory comment, mismanagement, and instance of toxic culture I'd witnessed. "Or perhaps," I continued, turning to Ryan, "we should talk about those confidential papers you were so protective of. The merger proposals I'd already rejected last week." Ryan's attempt at a confident smile looked more like a grimace. "Better yet," I said to Ava, "let's discuss marketing's approach to intimidating employees. I really enjoyed your threats about my job security last night." The board chairman was trying not to smile as the executives squirmed in their seats. This was exactly why he'd supported my unorthodox approach to assessing the company. Now, I stood up and faced the stunned room. Let's talk about the changes at this company, starting with a complete restructuring of senior management. In the days that followed, the executives who had ignored me were now desperate to curry favor. Lily sent a panicked email at 2 a.m. Apologizing for her comments, claiming they were taken out of context. I forwarded it to my assistant with a note to add it to the documentation and schedule her exit interview. Ryan left an expensive bottle of whiskey on my desk with a note, suggesting we discuss his vision for the company over dinner. The whiskey joined the collection of desperate gifts in my closet, and the note went into the documentation file. Ava camped outside my office with a PowerPoint presentation titled, Marketing's New Era. She changed her designer suits for more modest clothes, thinking it would impress me. I just told her to send it to HR and wait until Monday when there would be new leadership. Whispers in the hallways changed from condescension to fear. She recorded everything. 2 weeks of cleaning, and she has files on everyone. A big restructuring is coming. My phone buzzed constantly with messages from board members. They were impressed with how much I'd uncovered during my undercover mission. The chairman said my approach was unorthodox but effective. The directors were ready to support any changes I proposed. I called an all-staff meeting on Monday. The auditorium was filled with nervous employees, not knowing where to sit due to the disrupted social hierarchies. Good morning. I began at the podium. Many of you knew me as Stephanie the Cleaner. Some of you were kind, while others. I paused, looking at the uncomfortable executives. Not so much. Today, we'll discuss what this says about our company culture. I clicked to the first slide, a detailed organizational chart with red marks on multiple executive positions. Effective immediately, the company is undergoing a complete restructuring. The following changes will be implemented. The room held its breath. First, Lily is no longer the head of human resources. Her replacement will be Mia from our maintenance staff, a qualified HR professional with a master's degree who's been working as a cleaner because of discriminatory hiring. Lily gasped in outrage. Second, Ryan's position as vice president is eliminated. His responsibilities will be distributed among junior analysts, the same ones he belittled. Ryan slumped in his seat. Third, the entire marketing department will be restructured. Ava, your new position will be in customer service. Maybe interacting with customers will give you some perspective. Ava burst into tears. Additionally, I continued, every executive who made discriminatory comments or showed abusive behavior during my observation will work 1 month in entry-level positions. Consider it a learning opportunity. Scattered applause from lower-level employees broke the stunned silence. I went on to announce that promotions would be based on merit, salaries would be adjusted for equity, the executive floor would become a communal workspace, and the cleaning staff would receive the same benefits as management. I clicked to the next slide, showing security footage of the executives' misconduct. This is who we were. This is not who we will be. Our company will no longer be a playground for the entitled. It will be a place where talent and hard work matter more than status and connections. The applause grew louder, spreading through the auditorium like a wave. One final note, I added. My cleaning cart will stay in my office, not as a reminder of the past 2 weeks, but as a reminder that no job, no person, no contribution is beneath our respect. The aftermath was as expected. Resignations came in from executives who couldn't adapt. Legal threats were made but quickly withdrawn when faced with my solid documentation. But something wonderful happened. Innovation increased, productivity soared, and employee satisfaction scores rocketed. People work better when they're not afraid of their bosses or looked down upon because of their position. 1 month later, I received an email from Lily, now working as an entry-level HR assistant. She said she finally understood how hard these jobs were, how much skill they required, and how important dignity was. I forwarded the email to Mia, our new HR director, with a note saying there might be hope for Lily. Ryan's customer service recordings showed a man learning humility the hard way. Ava actually excelled in her new role once she stopped trying to prove her superiority. 6 months later, our company was featured in Business Week. The article praised our revolutionary approach to corporate culture and our improved performance. My favorite part was the photo of me in my CEO suit, standing next to my cleaning cart, surrounded by diverse employees who no longer had to pretend. My phone buzzed with a message from the board chairman. "You didn't just clean house, you rebuilt it. Well done." I smiled, thinking about all the executives who had dismissed me. "Thank you," I replied. Sometimes the best way to clean up a company is to start from the bottom. And sometimes the most important perspective comes from being invisible.